Hey, it's Rick with Rock Bottom Outreach, and it's Real Talk Monday. We are continuing our reading of the little book, My Heart, Christ Home. Okay, we're talking about having Christ in our heart. And so I want to get right into it, and then I want to share a couple things with you. This part today is called the workroom. And he says, before long he asked, do you have a workroom at your house? Now, this is Jesus asking these questions. Out in the garage of the home of my heart, I had a workbench and some equipment, but I was not doing much with it. Once in a while, I would play around at making a few little gadgets, but it wasn't producing anything substantial. I took him out there. He looked over the workbench and the few talents and skills I had. He said, this is a very well furnished. What are you producing with your life for the kingdom? Key word right there. He looked at one or two of the little toys that I'd thrown together on the bench, and he held one up to me. Is this the sort of thing you're doing for others in your Christian life? I felt terrible. I said, Lord, man, that's the best I can do. I know it isn't much. I'm ashamed to say that with my awkwardness and limited abilities, I don't think I'll ever do much more than that. Would you like to do better? And he said, well, Lord, you know I would. Well, first, remember what I taught you. Apart from me, you can do nothing. John 15:5. Come relax in me and let my spirit work through you. I know you're unskilled, clumsy and awkward, but the spirit is the master's worker. Okay? If he controls your heart and your hands, he will work through you. Now turn around. Then putting his strong arms around me and his hands under mine, he picked up the tools and began to work through me. Relax, you are still too tense. Let me do the work. It amazes me what his skilled hands can do through mine if I only trust him and let him have his way. I am very far from satisfied with the product that's being turned out. I still get in his way at times. There's much more what I need to learn, but I do know that whatever has been produced for God has been through him and through the power of his spirit in me. Don't be discouraged because you cannot do much for God. It's not your ability, but your availability that's important. Give what you are to Christ. Be sensitive and responsive to what he wants to do. Trust him. He'll surprise you with what he can do through you. Folks, I can't think of a better example of this past Saturday with Sleeping Bag 2016. I want you to know we had probably 105 volunteers that showed up from all across the Metroplex. And there were people that prepared for this even Friday night, made it a family event of making all these sandwiches. Someone crocheted all these hats. We gave out right at 400 sleeping bags in 1 hour. Okay. And everyone there had a different ability. But God was working through everyone that was there. It was the coolest thing to see. It was amazing because, again, this is exactly what we're talking about. And here's what I want to encourage you, man. If you're a person that's been looking for joy in your life, it's going to be about this, okay? And understand, I have a joy like I've never had before. In spite of everything I lost everything. And someone may say, Rick, well, how can you be happy with that? I said, time out. I didn't say happy. I said joy. Joy only comes from the Lord. Happiness is based on a circumstance. And we make excuses of why we can't do something to further God's kingdom. But going to church on Sunday, sitting there, is not furthering God's kingdom if you're not utilizing what you've been taught. But like Saturday morning, say, Rick, it's cold. We already have plans. We're going to the mall. We're going to go see a movie. We're going to hang out all day long. It's going to be awesome. I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm talking about you putting Christ first, that you stop making excuses of why you can't be the hands and feet of Jesus, and you get real and just say, God, work through me. That's what it's all about. If this is as good as my life got today, sitting at a little table in an apartment, I'm good with that. I'm honestly good with that. I hope when God calls me home that he does say, job well done, faithful servant. And I hope that people can say that I made an impact on their life somehow by sharing the gospel. I want to tell you my heart, though. I have a heart for us to lead as many people to Christ and baptize them into the kingdom. All my classmates, I'll be honest. I would love the opportunity to baptize all of my friends and classmates into God's kingdom. I got to know. I got to know when it's my time that I've done my part. And you've accepted Jesus Christ. Stop making excuses why God can't use you. Man, get on that Jesus train. God can use you. Everyone's got an ability. Again, if this is as good as it gets, I'm okay. This is Rick with Rock Bottom Outreach. It's been Real Talk Monday. Have a great day.